The Sega Genesis was a treasure trove of fantastic games for Disney fans throughout the 1990s. Numerous critically acclaimed adventures brought the charm and wonder of classic Disney animation right into the living room. Their gameplay was fun and challenging, always offering a perfect balance for enthusiastic players of all ages. The Sega Genesis's unique hardware architecture played a key role in making these Disney games shine. Its speedy processor enabled highly detailed and colorful background graphics, silky smooth animation, and top-rate synthesized orchestration that perfectly captured the spirit of the famous movies the games were based upon. Even today, these Genesis games hold up remarkably well, offering a nostalgic trip down memory lane for those who grew up with the 16-bit era. Pinocchio features some of the most fluid animation on the Genesis. Instead of following the trend of some Disney games launching alongside their movies, Virgin Interactive's Pinocchio for the Sega Genesis, released in 1996, went in a different direction. Even though it was released decades after the beloved 1940 film, Pinocchio sticks faithfully to the movie's storyline. Players will encounter all their favorite characters, including Jiminy Cricket, Honest John, Stromboli, and the terrifying Monstro the Whale. From the expressive animation to the lush backgrounds, Virgin pushed the 16-bit console to its limits, creating a rendition of Pinocchio's world that feels like stepping into the movie itself. Though the gameplay is more relaxed, this tried-and-true platformer secured Pinocchio's place as an underrated gem in the Disney Genesis library. Toy Story is a technical masterpiece with tons of variety. Disney Interactive's Toy Story was released just in time for Christmas 1995 on the Sega Genesis, bringing Pixar's animated adventure to life in a multi-genre side-scrolling platformer. Developed by Traveller's Tales, later known for their LEGO titles, Toy Story captured the film's iconic characters and settings, with players taking control of Woody, RC, and Buzz Lightyear as they navigate Andy's room and beyond. While the majority of the playthrough sticks to the familiar formula of jumping and whipping enemies, Toy Story offered numerous gameplay gimmicks, including a Rad Racer-inspired time trial, auto-scrolling chase sequences, and even a first-person stage. This, combined with the colorful presentation and fantastic music, made Disney's Toy Story a worthy companion to the smash hit movie. Mickey Mania is a charming trip through Mickey's history. Taking a trip down memory lane, 1994's Mickey Mania, the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse for the Sega Genesis, is a love letter to Disney's most iconic character. Developed by Traveller's Tales, each stage paid homage to classic Mickey Mouse cartoons, throwing players into the wacky worlds of Steamboat Willie, the Mad Doctor, and the Moose Hunt. The gameplay featured smooth, hand-drawn graphics that were illustrated by actual Disney animators. Beyond the smooth animation, Mickey Mania also employs numerous technical tricks that push the console to its limit, including a spectacular forward-scrolling chase. Mickey Mania is a challenging and charming game that keeps players on their toes, while giving them plenty of recognizable things to see, making it a delightful trip through Mickey Mouse's most memorable moments. Jungle Book is a snappy side-scroller with a great soundtrack. Swinging onto the Sega Genesis in 1994, Disney's The Jungle Book offered a wild ride through the Indian jungle as Mowgli, the man-cub. Developed by Virgin Interactive, the game closely follows the story of the beloved Disney film. Players control Mowgli as he navigates lush side-scrolling environments, collecting coins, battling against iconic foes like Shere Khan and Kaa, and even befriending some of the jungle's animal inhabitants, like Baloo and Bagheera. While the core gameplay was a familiar hop and bop affair, the Jungle Book incorporated environmental elements that set it apart. Mowgli can swing on vines, climb trees, and throw coconuts at enemies, adding a layer of variety to the action and strategy to the boss fights. With its vibrant visuals and challenging stages, Disney's The Jungle Book is a perfect companion to the timeless Disney classic. Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow is an obscure masterpiece. Disney Interactive's 1996 Sega Genesis title Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow, known as Donald and Maui Mallard in Europe, is a fantastic title that was only ever physically released in Brazil and Europe, only receiving Sega Channel distribution in North America. Taking on the alias of Maui Mallard, a clear homage to 80s detective Magnum P.I., Donald trades his sailor suit for a Hawaiian shirt and fedora, ready to crack the case of a stolen artifact. The gameplay itself is a classic side-scrolling platformer, with Maui leaping, shooting, and grappling his way through tropical locales. Once a player reaches the second stage, they can play as Maui's hidden ninja alter ego, Cold Shadow, who has his own unique moves and abilities. This dual identity added a strategic layer to the gameplay, allowing players to switch between personas depending on the situation. With its charming humor, inventive level design, and surprising gameplay depth, Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow is well worth a playthrough. Gargoyles captures the dark and gritty tone of the classic TV series. Released on the Sega Genesis in 1995, Disney Interactive's Gargoyles offered a thrilling tie-in to the popular animated series. Developed by the talented team at Disney Interactive Multimedia, later known as Avalanche Software, Gargoyles perfectly captured the show's gothic atmosphere. Players take control of Goliath, the stoic leader of the Manhattan Clan, as he battles nefarious threats, both human and supernatural. Gargoyles features platforming and combat, with an emphasis on utilizing Goliath's unique abilities, like gliding on air currents and scaling walls to navigate the game's intricate maze-like levels. Dodging spotlights to maintain his stone form during the day and acrobatically battling enemies at night offered a refreshing, somewhat more mature twist on the typical Disney action game. This game's dark and gritty aesthetic and loyalty to the show's lore make Gargoyles a cherished title for fans and a unique gem in the Disney Genesis library. World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck is a fun cooperative challenge. World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck cast its spell on the Sega Genesis in 1992. Developed in-house by Sega's AM development team, the game was a sequel to the popular Castle of Illusion. This time, Mickey and Donald find themselves trapped within a mischievous magician's illusions, forced to navigate a dreamscape overflowing with familiar Disney locales. While core gameplay revolves around jumping, light puzzle solving, and battling quirky enemies, World of Illusion emphasizes cooperative play. Mickey and Donald can team up to perform special attacks and reach otherwise inaccessible areas, adding a layer of teamwork to the overall experience. Coupled with charming visuals and delightful level design, World of Illusion is a standout co-op adventure for the Sega Genesis, perfect for creating lasting Disney-fueled memories with a friend. Aladdin is a superb adaptation of the movie. Aladdin vaulted onto the Sega Genesis in 1993, capitalizing on the immense popularity of the animated film. Developed by Virgin Interactive, Aladdin is a vibrant and action-packed experience that cleverly weaves elements from the movie into a swashbuckling adventure. Players take control of Aladdin as he leaps, swings, and scimitar swipes his way through the bustling streets of Agrabah, the foreboding Cave of Wonders, and even the treacherous Sultan's palace. Along the adventure, Aladdin encounters familiar faces like Abu, Genie, and the villainous Jafar. Known for its spectacular fluid animation, the Genesis version of Aladdin continues to delight players even 30 years later, having been re-released numerous times on different platforms. Pocahontas brings a more thoughtful approach to platforming. Arriving a year after the hit film's release, Disney Interactive's Pocahontas for the Sega Genesis in 1996 offered a unique twist on the typical Disney tie-in game. Developed by Funcom, who would later go on to create The Secret World, Pocahontas isn't a straight-up action platformer. Instead, it leans towards cinematic exploration, with players controlling both Pocahontas and her raccoon companion Miko. As the game progresses, Pocahontas gains various physical powers, like stealth, sprinting, and swimming, by helping animals in trouble by solving puzzles. These new powers, coupled with the ability to switch between characters, give Pocahontas a slower-paced adventure vibe that is unlike any other game on the system. While some might have missed the fast-paced action of other Disney games, Pocahontas on the Genesis offers a beautiful and charming adventure that uniquely captures the spirit of the film. The Lion King is the best movie-to-video game adaptation ever.
It starts.
Roaring onto the Sega Genesis in 1994, Disney Interactive's The Lion King capitalized on the massive hype surrounding the animated juggernaut. Developed by Virgin Interactive, the game carved its path through the Pride Lands, offering a side-scrolling adventure that perfectly captured the essence of the film. Players take control of a young Simba, navigating vibrant landscapes teeming with familiar friends and foes, growing from an adolescent into an adult along the journey. Young Simba can utilize his pounce attack to take down enemies like bugs, lizards, and hyenas, swing on vines, and even team up with Timon and Pumbaa for special stages. Later, Simba gains a powerful claw attack which gives another dimension to the combat. The Lion King features standout moments like an exciting forward-scrolling chase sequence and a stage that captures the dazzling artistic style of "I Can't Wait to Be King." The Lion King's blend of action, exploration, and tight controls made Disney's The Lion King a beloved classic for the venerable Genesis.